Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today we're gonna talk about two pieces of news. But before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. So, first of all, we have over here the news about the third-party launcher. So, Action Taimanin is going to be available on the Samsung Store, which is, well, the Galaxy Store, which is an interesting decision. I was expecting them to go with something like, Nutaku. Everyone was suggesting things like that, and they don't seem to want to get near those kind of stores, so I get it, I get it. So they're going with the other phone stores, and they all find ways to be able to launch the app on other devices. But well, this is a first step. Maybe not the best thing they could have done, but it is a first step and they're working on it. So let's read the letter. It says, second notice regarding third-party AOS Store. Greeting for the Action Taimanin team, from the Action Taimanin team. Following the recent measurements taken in response to Google policy violations, we have been striving to bring the game to alternative Android-based marketplaces. As the first step, we have selected the Galaxy Store and are in the final stages of preparations with a target launch scheduled for August. They're already releasing it pretty soon. Nice. We will provide another update as soon as the release date is confirmed. We are also currently exploring alternatives for non-Samsung Galaxy devices. Interesting. Yeah, pretty interesting. So this is not going to end here. They're going to continue to expand their horizons. So that's nice. We will continue doing our utmost to ensure that all commanders can enjoy the same level of service across all platforms. Thank you for your continued support. And that's it. It is a first step. It is what it is. It is not the solution. It is just a first step towards a solution. I am glad that they are doing this. It took a while. It is not. Doesn't solve the whole issue, but as a first step, it's fine. Though they took a little bit to actually give us this answer and do something about it. But at least they're doing something. They won't let the game die. And talking about not letting the game die, let me show you this. This is new. This is new. So we have Eleanor's seasonal pack. But the thing is that this pack, look at this. 2D Live. Nice. They didn't used to do that. They're investing more money into the game. That means they don't want this to end. Nice. So we have a new pack. As usual, it's gonna come with a weapon, with a supporter, with the costume, with some gems, and it has another box. I don't know if that means it's gonna have something else, but it is another seasonal pack. If it comes with weapon and supporter, it is a seasonal pack. And what does these two offer? Well, first of all, we have Bell of the Divine Tree. Bell of the Divine Tree increases penetration of Stampede by 18%. When Stampede hits, has a 30% chance to remove one debuff from an ally. Activates every 5 seconds. And it naturally increases critical damage by 24%. So, this is a pretty good weapon. Odd that they give the critical increase to Kirara's weapons. Always. But, well, this is Eleanor's weapon. So, well. Let's check. Stampede is the pure green skill, if I'm not mistaken. The one that summons deers or reindeers or whatever they are and just stampedes through the enemies. So the penetration is okay. It's not a big deal, but it's okay. It's only for one attack. That's the big issue. But it is the main damaging attack, so it's nice. Then, when Stampede hits, has a 30% chance to remove one debuff from an ally. That's nice. It is not super important, but sometimes those debuffs are pretty annoying, so it's a good thing that we can just cleanse those debuffs. The critical damage on a UR weapon, it's amazing. It is just great. It is not the biggest critical damage out there on a UR weapon, but it's appreciated nonetheless. Not only that, we also have a supporter, Divine Tree Eleonor. When the character has a debuff, damage taken from enemies is reduced by 22%. When the character has no debuff, damage dealt to all enemies is increased by 22%. When particles are used, one debuff is removed from self, activates every 10 seconds. Only one debuff? I don't get it. What I don't get is that it is on a green color that is supposed to escalate. And that is 5 out of 5. So I guess that doesn't escalate. Is it 0 at the very beginning? I am not sure if this is exactly it. It's probably not, because it says in development and it doesn't make sense. Like, this could be a white number instead of a green number because it maybe won't escalate, or maybe it will. We'll have to see. So let's start analyzing those effects before we go to the passive, extra passive and active. So the unfortunate part here is that this seems like a dual supporter, but it's actually not, because you're gonna have only one effect at a time, either, and I mean one of these two, the damage reduction or the damage increase. I think they could have gone with something bigger, a bigger number. 30 something, 32, 34, even 35% would have been nice. Why? When it's a dual supporter that it gives both effects at the same time, like the Nagi supporter, the red Nagi supporter, I mean the permanent one, or Gal Lilim, or Heaviko, which give damage increase and damage reduction, 20 something percent is acceptable because you're getting both effects at the same time. This one alternates between the effects depending on your condition. So you really want more than 20%, 22% on any of those, because otherwise it's like, okay-ish. I mean, the most benefit out of this is the cleansing effect. It is nice. It is going to be pretty decent for challenging content. It is not the best. This is going to be good on VR. It is going to be usable, not good, but usable on Total War. It is not the best because you want full damage, but at least you're going to reduce the debuff from Edwin. And let's see. On Tower, I mean, I don't remember enemies abusing too many debuffs on Tower, so it doesn't provide that much value on Tower specifically. Let me know if I'm wrong. Remember me which stages have a ton of debuffs. So now let's check the active section. So the extra passive says, when using a skill, consume 10% of particles to summon a bird that deals damage equal to 90% of attack spawns every 15 seconds. So when a particle is used, that's the reason they have this clause, because they want to equip this on the main. You can also use this with weapons that have a low particle cost, or on a ulti build. On an ulti build, that's also doable. Not the wisest thing to do, but it is doable. Let's see. Yeah, it is a little bit unfortunate that it is 15 seconds. I would have given it like 12 seconds maybe, because this is on 10 seconds. You're missing like half the duration of the activation here, and you're gonna have to wait 15 seconds to activate this, but okay, it's fine. Then the active summons a small divine tree in front that lasts 4 seconds, removing 4 types of debuffs and stuns from allies nearby the divine tree every 2 seconds. Well, the active as a cleansing effect is pretty good, extremely good, because the tree lasts for 4 seconds. That is unfortunate. The duration is short, but it's gonna cleanse twice. The duration is 4. The cleanse activates every 2 seconds, so it cleanses twice, and it cleanses a good amount of debuffs and also the stun. Yeah. I don't know what to think. I mean, I know what to think. This is a really good supporter for challenging content, but the thing is that the high end is pure damage, and this is not going to help high end builds. It's going to be for let's say people who are still struggling with their accounts, who still don't have the supporters at 5 out of 5. That's the people who are gonna get the most benefit out of the supporter, especially on certain bosses. When you fight Ingrid, when you fight Queen Kanaloa, when you fight Queen Arachne, this is gonna be amazing. Just cleansing those annoying debuffs is gonna be great. And this made me think that they are preparing more content where we want more variety of effects and also a little bit more of self-preservation, maybe like taking care of your own HP and status effects, because right now pure damage is the way to do it. But if the enemies have a ton of HP but they also have pretty oppressive effects, we would have to take care of that, and we cannot just breeze through the run or through the stage by just equipping full damaging supporters. Yeah, that's something that I like about Tower, that many characters that don't have just enough damage have to do something more balanced. It is bad that those characters don't have that kind of power, but it's also good that we have content that incentivizes using different builds, not just full damage. So yeah, that's about it, guys. So what do you think about Eleonor? Do you like her? Do you not? Honestly, she's fine for most players. For high-end players, it is not gonna be that useful until we receive some other kind of challenging content with a ton of debuffs. Then it's gonna be pretty good. It would have to be either the raids or VR. It cannot be Total War because Total War has to focus on damage. So Gremory doesn't have to, won't put too many debuffs on the bosses on Total War. It would be too much RNG for the scores. And it won't... I mean, they can do more floors of tower, sure. But at the same time, I hope they do more content. Different content. I mean, raids are gonna be a thing soon enough, I think. And after that, they can consider a roguelike mode, a labyrinth mode. Please, Gremory, please do so. Well, anyways, tell me, guys, are you happy about the news about the fact that finally they're gonna release one launcher for one system? We're gonna have more, sure, in the future, but they are doing something. That's good, and they don't have any plans to just pull the plug on this game. I can tell you that they didn't used to do this. Well, at least that I remember. Well, anyways, and that's about it for today. I hope you find this useful, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!